tell us a little bit about Bikers Against Bullies.
Okay, Bikers Against Bullies is a group that was formed in 2012.
Yes.
2012 in Missoula, Montana, by a man named Fred Vandeper. We call him Flash. You've met Flash. He's named
crazy guy.
Yeah, he does not stand still for longer than 5 seconds. Anyway, it started by him and his daughter when they thought that there had to be something that Bikers Against Bullies could do. And they didn't really know what to do until the school asked them to come and talk to the kids. And the only condition was, can we ride motorcycles into the gym? They got back to him one day later and said absolutely, and it's just been going since. We had down in Beaufort a few years ago, approaching 7 years ago now, we had a tragedy involving a young girl who took her own life. And it sounds corny, but I just felt like there was something I should be doing. There was something we could do. So I did a little research, literally looked up bikers, looked up the word against, and looked up bullies. Sorry. And come up with this guy, and we talked back and forth, and at the time there were his chapter and one more in Montana. Not really doing a whole lot. We were the first chapter on the East Coast, and started it. He came down, he showed us the ropes, told us what to do in schools, what not to do in schools.
So let's talk about that. All right. So when y'all getting started, the purpose was to do what?
To let kids know, because like I say, I wasn't attached, related, or even friends with this child's parents that took her own life, but they were acquaintances. And I could see what it was going through, and I could see what it had what it did to our town. It just ripped our town in half. It killed us. And there had to be something we could do, and there had to be a way to talk to the kids to let them know you're not alone. When you get to that point, you're not alone. We will stop what we're doing and come.
Right.
We don't have to fill out paperwork. We don't have to go through a bunch of crap. We come. We get the call, we go.
And I know y'all use phrases like stand up and be heard, mm-hmm. and don't be a douche, and you teach kids that it's okay to be different, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, like we say, if you're going to be a rock star, be a rock star. If you're going to be a geek, be the best geek there is. If you're going to be a nerd, you're going to be rich. So run with what you've got. Run with what God gave you.
Absolutely. So you're going into the schools now. When you go into these schools, tell us a little bit about the programming and what happens when you arrive at one of the schools.
Okay, when we arrive, we blast some music, get their attention a little bit. Here we come on a motorcycle. It's usually 3 bikes. We come in, rip-roaring. Harley Davidsons are loud. That is the shock and awe factor is what I call it. We get the kids excited. They don't know what's happening. We then take the mics. We introduce ourselves. We introduce, like, I'm a retired musician. My wife owns her own business. Moose is retired military, retired police officer. We have more active and inactive and retired service members, firemen, lawyers. We've got them all. And it's all these different people get together and they do this one thing, is to help kids. It doesn't matter what background you have.
Right.
You're here to help.
So in addition to going into the schools, and I've been a part of an escort where you've escorted a child who's getting picked on at school and having problems with being bullied, and the parents can reach out to you, and I've been part of the escort. Explain kind of what the escort does.
The escort, technically, we are supposed to contact the schools and let the schools know that we're, we have the parents' permission already. Technically, we're supposed to let the schools know that we're coming, because it will clog up
the drop-off lane.
Drop-off, pick up, whatever. We've never let them know we're coming,
right.
ever once, and we've done a couple of dozen of these, and it blows it out of the park every time. It just lets the other kids know that the kid that's being bullied has somebody on their side.
Somebody has their back.
And so far, we have a 100% approval rate on it. The parents let us know later on. Kids haven't had a problem since.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if it's because we don't let the schools know or what, but we're pretty proud of that rating.
That is great. So about 70.
What's that?
Yeah. We keep in touch with a lot of those kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got to say, for me, the school visits is what really sold me on this organization, because I would say the first year I was kind of like, what are we really doing? I didn't really understand it. That first school visit, and you see the kids get the message. And I mean, you see it. It's right in front of your face. They get it. It only takes one person to make a difference. And
That's right.
It really sold me after that. I understood what we were doing and how we were making a difference.
Yeah,
So,
and then we had parents, grandparents, others started asking questions when kids were coming home talking about motorcycles in the gymnasium, and posters that were hanging of us and Flash hanging on the walls, and stickers and everything. And one of my personal success stories I love to tell is I was in a gas station one day dressed like this, looking like a biker, and a little old lady came up and she said, "Are you with Bikers Against Bullies?" "Yes, ma'am, I am." She said, "Well, I want to thank you," and she gave me a hug. This is pre-COVID, by the way. You know,
Right.
got the hug.
Right. You got a hug. Not the elbow bump.
Right.
Yeah.
Gave me a hug, said her son had gone to one of the local elementary schools, and that they were having really bad problems with him. His grades were down. His attitude was horrible. He was getting in fights. He was a bully. And we came in and did a performance and actually involved him. We didn't know his history. We actually involved him in one of the skits, and she told me all about this. And since we had left, that was like a month earlier, his grades improved. He said he would never do it again because he didn't want to disappoint Bikers Against Bullies and have them come and have to talk to him again.
That's great.
So we got through to one. You know, we might have visited 2,000 or 3,000 that week, but we got through to one.